What's going on, guys? We're the Offshore Games Cast, and this is our review of the PlayStation 5 version of South of the Circle. This game will be releasing soon on August 3rd, so stick through to the end of our review to see if this game is for you.
South of the Circle is a narrative-driven cinematic game that follows a Cambridge academic, Peter, as he tries to survive in Antarctica during the Cold War after his plane crashed and they're unable to make contact with anyone in the area.
You play through two different timelines of Peter's life throughout the game. One is of him attempting to get help in Antarctica, while the other is during his time at Cambridge and the events that led him to going to Antarctica in the first place.
I personally thought the transitions between both timelines was done in a cool way. You'll be walking through a snowstorm in the empty, snowy land of Antarctica and heading towards a flashing red light. As the snowstorm picks up and takes over, the game will seamlessly transition to Peter back in England, walking towards a train station, following that same flashing red light. These types of transitions happen throughout the entirety of the game and never got old for me.
They work very well together in conjunction with the art style. Most of the areas are shadowy, and certain bright colors are used to contrast against dark backgrounds, making it easy to set a scene and put focus on the situation at hand, and easily segue back and forth at a flash of the surroundings.
As you attempt to assist your pilot and find refuge, you learn more about Peter and what led him to being stranded. Meeting Clara, another Cambridge academic, sends him down a lengthy path as you witness their story and relationship unfold throughout your journey. The flashbacks shed light on the type of person you are with the decisions you've made that have led you to this point. I felt that these flashbacks of Peter and Clara's story and how it tied into what was happening in Antarctica was the best part of the game.
As this is mostly a narrative-focused game, gameplay is extremely limited. Other than moving around and pressing X to interact, the only other mechanic is choosing how you want to respond to situations based on feelings. Different icons represent different emotions, and what you choose will determine what Peter says in a given situation. The sun icon represents passion, while a green circle represents kindness and empathy, among many other different icons to choose from.
One of the strongest parts of South of the Circle is the voice acting. While the entire cast certainly holds their own, Gwilym Lee as Peter and Olivia Vinall as Clara absolutely shine. Since the game has such a simple art style, it relies heavily on the voice acting instead of facial animations, and they do a wonderful job carrying the load.
Even though this game is only a few hours long, it covers a lot of heavy themes that not only held true during the 1960s, but are applicable to today's world. Surrounding the political conflict of the Cold War, South of the Circle deals with a lot of strong nationalism and the truths of what governments around the world are telling their citizens. On top of this is the struggle that women faced at the time regarding equality and being viewed as less than by men in power. A lot of concerns voiced by characters, most specifically Clara, still ring true today.
I found South of the Circle to be a fun, entertaining experience that had me engaged until the very end. A lot of the dialogue decisions didn't play a huge role in the outcome of the story, and the overall plot could feel empty at times, but Peter and Clara as characters and the relationship with each other heavily carried the game for me. I felt connected with both throughout the journey, and wanted nothing more than happy endings for both. I give South of the Circle a 7.5 out of 10.
South of the Circle leaves a bit to be desired for me. While the story and voice acting reach some peaks during this narrative adventure, the gameplay feels too repetitive and empty, slowly trudging through the snow or waiting for the next dialogue prompt to surface. Though still an entertaining romp, there are more narrative walking sims that stand out to me much more than this one. I would give the game a 6 out of 10.
That makes the official Offshore Gamescast rating a 6.75 out of 10.
If you enjoyed our review, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more gaming content.
And be sure to tune in to the Offshore Gamescast every Thursday on all podcast providers and offshoregamescast.com.